Hey guys, Nananki here bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Yesterday I was playing some Man vs. Machine with a couple friends, and we joined a server that had a weird bug, or perhaps a hack of some kind going on, where we had unlimited credits. So we had maxed out guns, maxed out defense, maxed out health regen, jump speed, movement speed, you know, everything just completely maxed out, as well as the server also had a mod where if you typed !robot, you would essentially turn into a robot. It was a little bit glitchy, because there was still the red and blue clothing kind of intersecting with the robot parts, but as you can see, my medic there is rolling around on one wheel. And when the round started, as you can see with this lock and load, not only is the reload speed just furious, it's maybe faster than I could move my hand to at all, the firing rate is equally stupid. It's like a minigun grenade launcher. You see how fast he throws those grenades into that lock and load? That is just ridiculous. So honestly, this was probably the most fun I've had in Man vs. Machine yet. This was advanced difficulty, so we actually had a lot of bots coming at us with you know, strong intent to kill us. So we actually got to use our absurdly overpowered weaponry. And I had a blast, I have to admit. Like I said, it's the most fun I've had in Man vs. Machine yet, because really the most fun part about this mode to me is amping up the weaponry of the game to absurd, unusual, unnatural degrees. Of course, a side effect of that is that the challenge wasn't quite as high as it ordinarily would be. And yeah, you know, you can't really help that too much. Oh, I hate those snipers. Even though they gave them the laser beams to kind of give them away so you know when you're being targeted by an enemy sniper robot, they're still awfully strong. And having 24 rounds in the Scottish Resistance is equally silly. I'm just waiting for that Uber to end, to just unleash. Because 10 lock and load shots, especially with a sniper that's throwing Girardi on everybody, it's just silly. It's absurdly strong. Unfortunately, I was over a friend's house at the time, and I don't know the IP of this server. I wish I would have tracked it or written it down. It didn't dawn on me at the time to do so, but in retrospect, it would have been a good idea, because not any other server I've been on has this mod going, or this hack, or whatever you want to call it. And I guess I should feel a little bit bad for exploiting or taking advantage of exploits, but I don't, because it was just too much fun. Man vs. Machine mode does not feel like it's, you know, it's co-op mode. Who am I hacking against? I'm hacking against computer opponents. It'd be like cheating in campaign mode of Left 4 Dead. The only thing you're cheating against is mindless bots. It's not the same kind of consequences. It's not as relevant. It doesn't really matter in the same way that it matters, I feel like, when you're cheating normal people. When you're cheating people, you're ruining the game experience for everyone. But when you and a group are cheating the AI, no one loses. The AI certainly doesn't care if you cheat, and I certainly had a lot more fun, like I said, using these overpowered weapons than I normally have, using the normally powered weapons and having a real difficult time of it. Not to say that that's not fun too, and having a good challenge is, of course, a huge part of any game. If it's too easy, it's not fun. But having Man vs. Machine's main appeal be amping up your weaponry, and every time I play Man vs. Machine, it's like, well, let's see, what class and combination of weapons will I fiddle around with today to amplify to absurd degrees? I'm never like, alright, let's, you know, build the perfect team of 6 to surmount the challenges of Man vs. Machine in the most efficient way possible. That's not the point of this mode. The point of this mode is just for fun. You know, if you want to have a real challenge, go fight human beings. Nothing's gonna ever top that for challenge. And even though we kept getting bonus money at the end of the rounds, it was just silly. Like, you see how many softballs that scout just batted? The Robo-Scout? This was an odd bug, too, and I've had this happen before, not just on this server, when the monsters, robots, when the robots are jumping off the ledge, they're kind of like monsters. When they're jumping off the ledge, they hang, and then the ones behind them don't get off the ledge. But yeah, your minigun is no match for my minigun. My minigun that shoots lock and load rounds. I'll say this too, even with the guns overpowered and your defenses overpowered and so forth, you still have to pay some degree of attention in this mode. We did have a couple of times robots get near the other end of the map with the bomb. We had a couple close calls. And so I was really thinking, you know, this Wave 7 might be a heck of a challenge, and it really did end up being awfully close in the end. And the reason I'm giving that away now is because, unfortunately, there's a bug in this demo file, probably related to the fact that the server is running all kinds of nonsense, that prevented me from being able to view past a certain point that's coming up in less than a minute. And as unfortunate as that is, I felt like I still had enough super demo footage to give you an idea of what I was talking about here. Like, look at the health drop off of that thing. You know, I have no rounds left in my lock and load. That was the only other problem I experienced, was running out of ammo. Even with maximum amplified ammo, you've only got 5 clips, basically. And yeah, you see the error there when it boots me out to the console. I get that every time, even when I try to use the built-in replay player to skip ahead in the demo file and skip that particular frame that has the problem, it still crashes, because it still needs to go through those frames. So rather than have a 5-minute video to upload, I decided to toss some Gold Rush footage that I had just kind of sitting around, because I was playing the other day, and I just played on Gold Rush in like my last video, and I even said something in the comment or the description about not doing another Gold Rush video. But I didn't plan to use this round. I planned to use the Man vs. Machine round that went on and on and on, and I had like 2 more rounds with us with our super overpowered weapons, but unfortunately it's all one demo file, and so there's no way to get around that. It's broken, and that's all there is to it. So some content is better than no content. That's my saying. So although I spoke over the end of that last round, I wanted to point out that this team was losing badly. We lost terribly to a group of spies that were just absolutely running amok on my fellow teammates, and this scout, who had his game together, I'll give him credit where credit's due, but he also kept catching me unaware, like right there, or when I came out of spawn at the beginning of this clip of Gold Rush. You see the rest of my team is kind of nowhere to be found. They would run in piecemeal, get murdered, get killed by spies. The engineers couldn't seem to get anything built up for their lives, and we had no spies on our team. So when there's a spy running around, a friendly spy, you already know that's an enemy spy. And I tried to tell them, hey guys, we don't have any friendly spies. If you see a spy running around, guaranteed he's an enemy. And the one engineer replied to me like, I don't know about that, I just got stabbed by one. I'm like, what do you even mean by that? So I don't think he fully understood my caution. So I decided to be a little bit of a pain in the ass to the blue team, so that they could not push easily up through this attic. I decided to be the annoying Demoman who camps this doorway, because if you try to make a right out of that doorway, the wall extends about another foot or so, and if you try to make a left, you're in range of the stickies. So there's nowhere to go when you come around this corner immediately at all. And I probably am running a little bit of a risk having that sticky out around the corner, because that could alert someone on their way into this doorway. But at this point, I've already killed a bunch of people coming into this doorway. They're well aware of my presence here. So now I'm just trying to make sure to keep the stickies up on the doorway as soon as I have to blow them up to kill somebody, because that's the only way to really lose this spot, is to have multiple people come through in a row in rapid succession, or to have a spy sneak through behind you and not be aware of him. And I loved this NG. I was waiting for him to drop, and he didn't. I'm like, where? Oh, he's still up there. No, he's not. He finally dropped. Missed him with some lock and load shots, and he ran away, which, you know, that's okay. He got away by dumb luck. I've never seen anybody get stuck on the door frames like that before, but he sure did. It's also a really good idea to put more than the minimum number of stickies required to kill somebody. If you can put 8 on the door, all the better, because if you're up against that wall next to that barrel on the left, the range of the stickies will not hit you. You can be basically right in front of your own trap, like when that pyro came in, and he saw me and was like, charge! And, you know, got in front of the stickies, and I just blew him to smithereens, and then picked up the health and immediately put myself out. So it's awfully difficult to push by brute force around this corner with an attentive demo. Like I said, the best bet is to sneak a spy behind him, or to send through multiple people at once. Have basically somebody be a sacrifice play, or better yet, a scout with bonk, somebody to blow it up, you know, or even a Dead Ringer spy disguised as something else, and then, like they just did, charge through immediately after that first guy dies, so that you have an even kind of playfield. And there you see I lagged for like 3 seconds. I was like, oh god, not now. But I know these windows all line up pretty well, and I managed to take that Demoman out. His medic goes running for cover, but then this pyro comes in, and unfortunately for me, I could not stay ahead of him. Look at this. That pipe was a quarter second from coming out. I'd have shot him and popped him maybe away from me, or maybe the extinguisher swing would have still caught me just as easily. And, you know, here you see our NGs are still being harassed by spies, even though I held the attic for the better part of 4 minutes, pretty much by myself. I was pretty amused at that. You know, that's almost half the time. That's basically 40% of the time. In fact, it's exactly 40% of the time allotted for them to get the last point spent, you know, just dealing with a Demoman that's blocking the upward path. And the rest of the round went pretty much like that just now. I hung out down below and looked for spies and helped call them out as best I could, and did my absolute best to defend my NGs. Because if you can keep those guns up, the guns defend the point. You know, the guns defend the cart. You don't have to worry about defending the cart if you have guns on the cart. You just have to worry about defending the guns. Now, I saw that spy in the replay, but I did not see him when I was playing in real time, but I did notice I kind of bumped somebody, and I was shooting at that pyro like I thought he was the spy. Reverse that. I got stabbed in the back there. What the hell happened? You saw it. I was clearly backstabbed. I don't know why it didn't register as a backstab. Even the damage arrow was in my back from a spy with a knife. Never had that happen before. It's like the reverse of a face stab, for a change. And, you know, I got killed by the sentry gun in the window. Didn't even see it. And I warned my team about it, and like so many of my videos, I'm dead for the finale. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, as always, even if it was a little bit more Gold Rush footage. Like it if you liked it, and I will catch you next time. Peace.